Have you ever wondered what games you should keep or you should lose? Find out here at Purge Reviews.
Here's good Twilight Struggle, the Collector's Edition. Here is the original version. I have chosen to keep this version because I really like this game, but I thought it might be fun to do a side-by-side comparison. So first of all, in the Twilight Struggle, now, there's different versions of this. This is the Deluxe 2009 edition. You're going to get a very nice GMT box with a picture of the game, kind of what's going on in the back, their game meter they usually have. And this has been a very durable box. No complaints here. It's hard to compare it to this wooden box that you're going to get with this. Very nice. It might be something you'd like to showcase and kind of keep out. Has the Cold War on it. Has a nice little latch on it, and you open it up. You're going to have felt right here, and you're going to have the hinges that will keep things in place. And you can kind of see here what it looks like inside. For the Twilight Struggle, in the Deluxe, you're going to have the board that will sit inside. And then you're going to have just everything kind of inside there. You're going to have a little insert here that does have the name of the game on it, etc. And that's kind of how it will sit. I'm going to set the boards aside so we can look at the rest of the components, but then we'll take a look at this before we're done here today. I'll set these bags, I'll set all this aside. Let's take a look at the papers that come with it. So, one of the things you're going to get with this one, you're not going to get with the other one, is the digital Kickstarter project certificate. That's fairly nice. You got the turn 0 rules. These are all, not hard cardboard, but these are nice papers that you're going to get. Same thing with these. So with this, you're going to get with cheaper paper. This one is much nicer stock, and you can tell it's in color with some of the influence markers on here. But this is much nicer stock of paper. You're going to get a couple of these for each player. And then the rulebook here, you're going to see there's not going to be a humongous difference. The paper on this one feels a little bit nicer, but that might be just me reading into things. It's got some of the scenarios inside of it, but not a whole lot of difference, really. If somebody said, hey, this is the same paper, then I'd be like, oh, my bad. Feels a little nicer, could be just because it's newer, but I don't see a whole lot of difference there. Now this one did come with some card descriptions, once again on the nicer player aid, optional space race track that it kind of comes with. You're not going to get that with the other one, so this is a space race track that you have, and some turn 0 crisis cards that you can put into it. These are giant things. They're not included in this version, so I can't show you the comparison. So let's talk about the chits here. In the Collector's Edition, you're going to get these wooden bits that you will put out versus what would just be normal wooden chits, like cardboard chits that you would have. These are actually wooden blocks that you're going to put out. They're double-sided, and these are just chits. So, I mean, this is obviously a much better upgrade, although I have seen some people using dice, which I think are really nice, but because I have this Collector's Edition, these nice wooden bits, I would use this. These I'm not crazy about. They're just regular chits. They're fine, but I was going to supply these with dice for the numbers, but I'm going to use the wooden bits. I like these quite a bit. In addition, you're going to get these bags. So all the blue ones will be put in the blue bag if you're playing in the United States, and the red ones will be put in the red. They're no printing on them. They're nice. They're big. I can actually stick my hands into them. Like an adult hand can go in them. You don't get anything like that with the Deluxe GMT version. Are they necessary? No. Could they have been nicer with maybe USA and USSR print on them? Sure. But at least you have these and a means to store these and utilize them during the game. So in the Collector's Edition, you're going to get some of these minis. You're going to get a tank. Mine has broken off. I think it's notorious for doing that. The blue one's broken off too. You're going to have these for the space race, these little miniatures that go on. And these, instead of being chits, which I'll show you in a second, will actually be blocks of wood that are stickered. And this one has it just kind of printed on there with a sticker. And the Deluxe Edition will just give you chits that you'll have. So I definitely like these. These miniatures are cool. I do need to fix these. I know the GMT at the time was giving out some replacements because these were breaking a lot. But it is a substantial upgrade. In my mind, it's going to make things prettier. Nothing's functional or anything better about these necessarily. But I do like them better than the chits. So here are the different cards you're going to have. This is the back of the Collector's Edition, and this is the back of the GMT Deluxe Edition. When you pull them over, not a whole lot of difference between the cards. Maybe this is a little bit bigger than it is on this one. I don't notice anything dramatically different other than that. The pictures look kind of the same. Maybe these are a little bit nicer. I don't know. I don't really feel too much of a difference. Perhaps somebody who's a little bit better on cards, but as you can see, not a humongous difference other than this icon is a little bit bigger. The early war is printed bigger, but the font on this kind of seems the same. And I think there's some errata and stuff that may have been fixed in this one that might be useful to you. But the cards, other than the backs, maybe that little star in the font, pretty much look the same to me. So here is the original board. This is the Deluxe Edition. It comes from GMT. You can see America over here. It's so big it doesn't really fit in. You're going to have the tracks up here. You have the victory point tracker and the DEFCON status of military. You have a sequence of play over here. And not a whole lot. This is empty space with just the name of it up there that you will see here. But you can see that the numbers are on here, the little countries, the groupings by color, not so much by icon. So I don't know how colorblind people, there's a little map key down here that tells you how things to work. It's a very nice board. It folds up. These are 8 squares around it. So it kind of folds up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out the Collector's Edition version, which is double-sided. So you have the original map, and this is the exact same size printed out. So this is the exact map that came in the original game, the Deluxe Edition that you have, and everything looks exactly the same. Or you can flip this over, and it's going to change things up a little more. So the map key is over here, your effect reminders are there, your DEFCON and your round trackers over here. The turn track and the space is still up there. You're going to see a place for the Chinese War here. And the USA is a little bit bigger with more colors over here. But everything else is pretty much the same. It's just kind of how it's laid out. You have the tracker here across the bottom that you'll be tracking the victory points. So it's more of a tug of war than what you saw before. Otherwise, it's the same size. Sequence of play is kind of like on a piece of paper here. It's not really a piece of paper. It's just kind of made to look like it's a classified piece of paper. You're going to have the scoring sections here. I mean, functionally, it's the same. I don't think there's any differences. Or there is, I'm unaware of it. The China card optional player is put here, so there's a little bit more on it, but it's more about the organization, probably been cleaned up. You get these chits out of the way a little bit, but I do like having double-sided. So if you are looking about this version and you wanted to see it, you could definitely play on the old version, the old side if you wanted to. Let me see if I can get them up. So, yeah, so here is the Deluxe Edition. This is the new version. So it kind of gives you a layout of that. So in conclusion, you have the Collector's Edition, you have the Deluxe. I just went through and showed you the components and differences in that. For the most part, the game is the same. I'm told that there is some minor tweaks in there on some of the cards, perhaps. The component upgrades here are really nice. This is a true Collector's Edition with some of the miniatures and things that are included. The card backs are good. Got a double-sided board. It's the same size, which would have been bigger, but it's really neat the way it's set up. You do get a nice wooden, pretty box to put it in. This does come with some expansions that this does not come with. You can track these down. I think they are available for this version, but they all come in one box. It's a beautiful presentation. I like having this out. I think you can't go wrong with either one because this is a really good game. This one, you have more chits. This has more of the upgraded wooden pieces. If you're looking for a blinged out version of Twilight Struggle and you don't want to put any work into it, try to track one of these down. If you don't care about such things, then this one right here will be waiting on you. For me, I always pick, even if it's like, what are you looking for in a game? I always like collector's editions, especially if they're an upgraded one. And this one does have some good points. Is there some things I would have liked to have seen upgraded that aren't in here? Absolutely, 100%. But what I get is nice, and everything depends on price and income. But this is definitely an upgrade for me. So this is the one that I would pick.
Thanks for watching the video. I really appreciate you tuning in. If you liked it, please like it and hit that little subscribe button. That really helps out the channel. Lets us know that you're getting the videos that you want. If you agreed or disagree with what I said, feel free to comment below. I'd love to hear what you have to say, and I promise that I will comment back. Thanks for watching, and everybody else, keep playing.